WrestleMania may well be the biggest show on the wrestling calendar, but for trivia buffs and stats nerds like myself, the Royal Rumble is by far the best. Now, we all know about Kane's dominance, about Santino's 1 second stint, and about Stone Cold Steve Austin's hat trick, but what about the lesser-known facts and figures from this legendary pay-per-view? Well, with that in mind, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and these are 20 Royal Rumble facts you didn't know. Number 20. The most superstars in the ring at one time. The Royal Rumble is regularly billed as 30 men, 1 ring, but in reality, those figures literally never align. The closest we came was back in 2009 when The Big Show entered last, becoming the 15th active participant. He soon cleared house, though, in customary giant fashion, but didn't win. How on earth did they get him over the top rope? Number 19. Vince thought the idea was stupid. Vince McMahon not having a bloody clue what's right for the wrestling industry. I mean, I suppose I'll have to take your word for it. Yes, when they went for a meeting with NBC executive Dick Ebersol about a new idea for a show, a resigned Vince McMahon told Royal Rumble creator Pat Patterson to tell Ebersol about the stupid idea that he had. Ebersol didn't agree with Vince and thought it was unbelievable for television. The rest is history, and Mr. Ebersol clearly wasn't the biggest dick in the room that day. Number 18. The first Royal Rumble was main evented by a random tag match. As unbelievable for television as the Royal Rumble concept was, the match itself didn't actually main event the show back in 1988. Jim Duggan won the first ever 20-man Royal Rumble, last eliminating one-man gang, and then the main event actually saw the Islanders take on the Young Stallions, with the heels snatching a win. Haku. Let's all remind ourselves how close he came to killing Simon Miller. Number 17. The Celtic Stalwart. Sheamus's presence in a Royal Rumble is as guaranteed as me getting a sunburn as soon as it gets to, like, April here in the UK. But once he's in there, he's kind of hard to get rid of. He holds an interesting record as well. The Irishman is the only person to have entered at least 3 Royal Rumble matches and lasted more than 22 minutes in each of them. He lasted more than 28 minutes in 2014, more than 37 in 2013, and he won the whole thing in 2012 in, you guessed it, 22 minutes. He also only lasted 2 seconds in 2018, but don't worry about that, mate. We've all been there. Number 16, the longest WWE match ever. The greatest Royal Rumble. At least they got the Royal Rumble part right, I suppose. It's not only the longest Rumble match ever, it's the longest WWE match ever. Braun Strowman eventually emerging victorious, last eliminating Big Cass after a whopping 1 hour and 17 minutes. Still haven't seen him carry that belt around a lot, that's all. Still, at least the greatest Royal Rumble brought us Titus World Slide. Never forget. Number 15, Bret Hart was the first ever Royal Rumble entrant. He's wrestling royalty and he's Royal Rumble royalty. Bret Hart was the first ever entrant in the 1988 Royal Rumble match. He actually did pretty well for himself, lasting 25 minutes until Don Morocco hoyed him out of there. So obviously, he wasn't the first person ever eliminated from a Royal Rumble. That was number 14, the first man eliminated from a Royal Rumble. This dishonour lies with former Doom man Butch Reed, who enjoyed just under 3.5 minutes in the Rumble match before Jake the Snake chucked him over the top rope with both feet hitting the floor. It was also his only appearance in a Rumble match, with him leaving the company shortly after WrestleMania 4. Thanks for coming. Number 13, a showcase of champions. With some notable exceptions, 1995 and 1996, the Royal Rumble match is usually a bit of a champions carnival, with a whole host of former title holders queuing up for another shot at the bite at the cherry. In 2017, we actually had 12 ex-gold holders involved in the match, and the year before saw the most widely decorated field ever, with champions from WWE, WCW, ECW, Impact, NWA, IWGP champions, CMLL, AAA champions, the list goes on. No former AEW champions have been in the Rumble match. I mean, obviously we've had Jericho and Agent Ambrose. Yeah, because of course Dean Ambrose leaving WWE is a work. Number 12, longest time between appearances. LONGEVVITTY. What does it spell? Longevity, sort of. 2019 saw Jeff Jarrett pop up in the Royal Rumble match, getting eliminated by Elias, of course, and that was the first time we'd seen him in a Rumble since 1999, where, of course, he was eliminated by Triple H, doing it for Dead. Number 11, 4 people won the Royal Rumble in 1994. Famously, back in 1994, Vince McMahon wasn't sure whether or not to have Lex Luger or Bret Hart win the Rumble, so both of them did. But they weren't the only two to win Rumble matches that year. A week before kicking the leg out of his leg with his brother, Owen Hart won an untelevised Rumble held in Madison Square Garden, and The Undertaker won one held in Osaka, Japan. 4 winners, 1 year. Don't get any f***ing ideas, Vince. Number 10, Austin accidentally eliminated himself at the Royal Rumble 1996. Royal Rumbles are great to watch, but by all accounts, a bloody nightmare to be involved in. Just ask Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said as much in a recent interview, talking about when he accidentally eliminated himself from the 96 Rumble. He was meant to be a part of the Final 4, but in an exchange with Fatu of the Head Shrinkers, eliminated himself because there was too much baby oil everywhere. A year later, he went from the ringmaster to Stone Cold, and yeah, things were looking a little bit better. Number 9, the WrestleMania stipulation didn't exist until 1993. Nowadays, we all know the road to WrestleMania begins at the Royal Rumble match, but that hasn't always been the case. The first 4 Royal Rumble winners won, well, bugger all. In 1992, it wasn't a spot in the WrestleMania main event that was on the line, but the world title itself, which Ric Flair won with a tear in his eye. Yokozuna was the first person to win the Royal Rumble and head to the main event of WrestleMania in 1993, after being cordially invited by Julius Caesar. Number 8, Shawn counts the Benjamins. Do you ever get that feeling someone just doesn't like you? That must have been going through the mind of Shelton Benjamin in the mid-noughties after the showstopper stopped his show at the Royal Rumble on 3 consecutive occasions between 2006 and 2008. No HBK though this year, so fingers crossed, Shelton. He doesn't stand a bloody chance, does he? Number 7, 2 failures in one night. Nia Jax made history at the 2019 Royal Rumble. No, not becoming the first woman to enter a Royal Rumble match. That's happened before. She wasn't even the first person to eliminate a man from the Royal Rumble match. She set the record for being sodding hopeless. She is the first person to enter 2 Rumbles in one night and not win either of them. And consider she entered the Rumbles at number 29 and number 30 respectively, that's even worse. Still though, she's got to win this year. How are they going to get over the top rope? It's impossible. Number 6, bloomin' terrible. Oh, poor Albert, aka A-Train, aka Lord Tensai. He's had 6 goes at heading to WrestleMania via the Rumble match. He's failed every single time, and he's not even eliminated a single opponent in the Royal Rumble match. Thanks for making up the numbers though, mate. Number 5, the Career Mega Grand Slam winner. The most decorated person in WWE history isn't Hulk Hogan, John Cena, or even Triple H. It is in fact the man whose photo Adam Nicholas kisses before he goes to bed every night, Edge. He's not only the only person to have won the company's revised Grand Slam of World Tag, US and IC Championships, but he's also won the definitely not just made up on the spot right now, alternative Grand Slam of Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber, and say it with me, bragging rights. And he had the greatest wrestling match ever last year. Good work, mate. Number 4, the Patterson Cup. Not only did Pat Patterson come up with the brilliant Royal Rumble concept, he actually suggested one alteration as well. A trophy given to the winner. It would be big enough to hold champagne and feature all of the names of previous winners engraved on its base. Now, it's not exactly the same as the usual pointing to the WrestleMania sign nonsense, but considering the inaugural Intercontinental Champion's recent passing, maybe a nice touch for this year. Number 3, the home state heroes. You've probably noticed there's no such thing as home field advantage in WWE. Actually, chances are if a pay-per-view is being held in your hometown, yeah, you're getting jobbed out on it. And in fact, that applies to the Royal Rumble as well, with only 4 people winning the Rumble in their native states. Those 4 being Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and Yokozuna, who was, of course, born in California. And if that's come as a shock to you, I don't know what you're doing on this channel. Number 2, CM Punk loses his spot. CM Punk is, of course, returning to the wrestling ring this year. When have I ever got a prediction wrong? But his long-held gripe, and one of the reasons why he left the company all those years ago, was the fact he never main evented WrestleMania. Well, according to the man himself on Backstage, remember that? He was apparently going to win the Royal Rumble back in 2008 until John Cena just showed off superhuman levels of recovery. You see, if he hadn't have been Super Cena, maybe he would have got that CM Punk WrestleMania main event. Although he probably would have lost to Triple H in it anyway. Number 1. Now that's just greedy. On 3 separate occasions, the current holder of one of WWE's World Championships has actually entered the Royal Rumble match with a view to ensconcing their glory a bit further or something. Alright, I'm kind of cheating here. In 2016, Roman Reigns was sort of forced into it, defending his world title against 29 other men in the Royal Rumble match. A match that was, yep, you guessed it, won by Triple H. Then we had Brock Lesnar, of course, trying to get himself a night off at WrestleMania 36 by entering the 2020 Royal Rumble. And all the way back in 1990, world champion Hulk Hogan entered the Rumble and won the whole thing because he's Hulk bloody Hogan. And that is our list. Did we miss any out? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Plus, you can let us know your thoughts on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. You can find me there as well at Adam Wilborn. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the Royal Rumble, and we will see you soon.